Footprints in the snow. The snow finally stopped, leaving a blanket of white around my house. No work, no school, no roads. That's why I had to let the man stay a while. I mean, who would send a poor stranger back out into the cold after he'd come to the door for help? He was shivering, wet from the recent snowfall. Curious, however, that I didn't notice any footprints leading up to the house as I let the man in. Must be a trick of the light. The man is so strange. I feel him watching me, but when I glance back at him, he's just staring straight ahead. He doesn't talk. I don't think I've even seen him eat. He just sits there shivering, his hair and clothing dripping. The missing footprints are bothering me, so I check by the front door again. No snow's fallen since he's arrived, but I still don't see any footprints. Wait. I was wrong. There are footprints, just not coming from the road. I check around the side of the house, and sure enough, there they are. My eyes follow them from my porch, across the backyard, just past the trees, and then they stop at the old well that's been boarded up since I moved in. Squinting my eyes, I see that the well has been opened. Behind me, I hear steady drip, drip, drip.
One a day. Mommy knows I don't like taking my medicine. She'd tried everything, breaking open the capsule into a scoop of ice cream, bribing me with toys, even threatening me with no TV for a week. Finally, she started using Baby Bear and Hopscotch, my teddy and stuffed bunny. She set them up in my room before I woke up each morning. Sometimes they're having a tea party and the pill is in a teacup just for me. Or they're playing Uno, and the pill is right on top of the deck of cards. Just last week, Hopscotch was wearing a little jumper and the capsule was in the front pocket. The doctor said I was all better. I didn't need to take the medicine anymore. It's strange, though, that I woke up this morning to see Baby Bear and Hopscotch at the foot of my bed, watching me. In Baby Bear's hand was a pill, different from the ones I'd been taking before. There was a triumphant glint in Baby Bear's eyes as I swallowed the tiny capsule.
Check. It's the same checklist every night. Did I turn off all the lights? Yes. Did I shut the garage? Yes. Did I lock the front door? The back door? Set the alarm? Yes, yes, and yes. Did I check the closet? Yes. I mean, really check it and move the clothes aside, shine a flashlight into the shadows. Yes. Empty as always. And yet, as I drift off to sleep, do I hear the closet door creak open? Is it the shuffling of footsteps making its way across my bedroom floor? Do I hear, no, feel hot, rasping breath against the back of my neck? Yes. Shadows. Yesterday, I saw something out of the corner of my eye. A flicker of movement, a shadow flitting down the hallway. Then, a little later, I saw another shadow creeping slowly across the floor. Each time I spun around, hoping to catch the source of the silhouettes. I saw nothing. Last night, I awoke to a flurry of sound. Sharp yelps, frantic scuffling, and violent scratching. Unarmed, I flipped on the lamp, just in time to see a shadow flee from the light. Or was it two shadows? I could just barely make out a figure with long limbs. It was holding, no, dragging something behind it. As it retreated, I felt a ringing in my ears and my vision blurred as I collapsed on the ground. Today, I felt strange, not sick exactly, but off somehow. I dragged myself out of bed and walked to work with the sun to my back. With growing dread, I soon realized that the shadow With growing dread, I soon realized what the shadow had been dragging. For what felt like hours, I stared in horror at the sunlit pavement in front of me, right where my shadow should have been. Only a mother could love. "Mommy, I saw the monster again!" Taylor sobbed, clutching his mother's skirt. "It was in the bathroom, staring at me through the window." His mother comforted the young boy, saying there was no such thing as monsters. He must have imagined it. "Oh, okay," Taylor sniffed. Like any boy his age, his thoughts soon wandered. "Can I go outside tomorrow? I want to play with the other kids." "You know you're sick, dear," his mother explained, reaching as if to stroke his head, but pulling her hand back at the last moment. "Not until you're all better." Taylor ran off to his room to play, and his mother rounded on to her husband, standing sheepishly in the corner. "I can't believe you left the door to the bathroom unlocked. You know how he gets around mirrors." Skin deep. On Monday, she looked beautiful, her skin silky smooth and sleek. Then on Tuesday, she was saddened by the pimple on her cheek. Wednesday was a nightmare. The awful blemish grew and grew. On Thursday, people stopped and stared. It seemed like everybody knew. Friday left her scrambling, finding cover-up that matched. And early Saturday morning, it hatched. Shapeshifter. Legend tells of a creature up north, a sly, evil being that can take the form of any person. So when it's late at night and the snow is falling fast and you hear your poor old mother calling to you from outside, begging, pleading with you to let her in from the cold, well, you best not listen. Then again, when's the last time you checked on Mother? Have you noticed, as she lies in her bed, silent but always watching, that her nails are an inch longer than they were yesterday? Her teeth are longer too, and her eyes, never before have they glinted so sharply, so menacingly, in the firelight. They match her sinister smile. Maybe it's time to let your dear old mother in from the cold after all. Insanity. The madness spread like a global infection, affecting more than half the population in under a week. Hell, maybe it was an infection. I'm no scientist, and there's no one else around to say otherwise. No one's sane, at least. I guess I'm one of the lucky ones, for now. See, I still know how to speak. Coherent thoughts even, not the jumbled rush of words I hear spewing from the mouths of the neighbors as they pass. I can cook too, unlike my dad. When I went to check on him to see if he was still okay, he and my stepmom had been eating from a casserole pan filled with garden soil and coins. Also, most importantly, I still know right from wrong. Morals, you know. The rest of the world seems to have forgotten, like when the family of 4 from down the block piled into their minivan and drove right over their golden retriever, then backed up and hit him again. To their diseased, addled minds, it was the right thing to do. At what point, I wonder, do the sane and insane switch roles? I've had this nagging feeling lately, after days without seeing another uninfected person. What if I'm the only sane one left? If there's no one else who thinks the way I do, who knows the difference between right and wrong? Wouldn't that make me the insane one? Jessie. There's nothing worse than seeing the ultrasound technician's brow furrow in concern during your first checkup. Then comes nerve-wracking follow-up appointments, sympathetic doctors, and finally tears and pain and 12 hours of breathing and pushing and dreading. Then, relief. Baby Jessie was perfect. 10 fingers and 10 toes, and no sign of the deformities the doctors had suspected. We left the hospital with a brand new baby girl in our arms and smiles on our faces. For the next 6 years of our lives, we were a picture-perfect family. Last week, Jessie lost her first baby tooth, then another the same night. A third one followed 2 nights later. It It's not the loose teeth that worry me. I mean, a lot of children start losing baby teeth at that age. That's not what's been keeping me up at night. It's the long, needle-sharp teeth that are coming in afterwards. 1001. The Moores are having a baby. I glanced up from the table, surprised. They got the okay? My husband nodded. The paperwork came in today, so I heard. He lowered his eyes in sorrow. Poor Joanna. She's only 53, I breathed. A bead of sweat dripped down my brow, landing on the cool concrete floor of the bunker. I tried to remind myself to be thankful for this place, this concrete tomb, but it grew more difficult each day. Perpetuum Technologies, the company that sprung up just in time for the largest nuclear war the world had ever seen, had designed the vault to sustain 1,000 people for as long as it took the surface to be inhabitable again. Exactly 1,000 people. Poor Joanna indeed. Childhood myths. Billy Adams, 1999 to 2004. Age 5. Went for a swim only 29 minutes after lunch. He will be missed. Sarah M. Jennings, 1997 to 2004. Age 7. Swung too hard on the swing set, nearly made it over the top. Sarah is survived by her mother, father, and pet goldfish, Sammy. Elliot Kim, 1994 to 2005. Age 11. Kept making faces and it stayed that way. Never recovered. Memorial to be held at his home. Kellyanne Lynch, 2002 to 2006. Age 4. Ate a slice of watermelon. Never spit the seeds out. Rest in peace. None of that's true, of course. Childhood myths are just that. Myths. No one's died from swallowing too much gum or stepping on cracks or even mixing up Pop Rocks with soda. But when you're a kid, grown-ups like to keep things from you. Things your young mind just can't handle yet. So you fill in the blanks yourself. They finally caught him just a few weeks ago. I'm old enough now to understand what really happened. Why Billy and Sarah and Elliot and even little Kelly from down the street weren't around anymore. They say their bones were still in his basement when they searched his house.